Hey, it's your girl Alysha Jefferson Riley, and I am here with engineer extraordinaire, Mr. Jim Gallagher, who worked on several hits for the sound of Philadelphia and helped engineer that Philadelphia sound. What does this mean to you today to be here with so many legends, Jim?
It's great. It's absolutely great. I'm proud to have been a part of it. I worked at Sigma Sound for 10 years with everybody who ever came through those doors, like from the heyday right through to early 80s when I moved to the West Coast, and then I worked with Stevie Wonder and a bunch of other people. But I mean, you name anybody who came through the sound of Philadelphia, and I worked on some record with them. Everybody from the Delphonics, the Spinners, the Stylistics, the OJs, Harold Melvin the Blue Notes, Teddy Pendergrass, and on and on and on and on. The Intruders. At one point or another, I worked with every one of them that ever came through there. Billy Paul, the 3 Degrees, everybody.
What do you think helped? Because they say, hey, the good engineer knows how to put the sauce on it, okay?
It's a little bit like
oh, yeah, the engineer knows how to put the sauce on it. What helped create the sound that we know as the Philly sound?
Well, as many have said before me, it wasn't simply the engineers, it wasn't simply the musicians, it wasn't simply the producers, it was a combination of all those things. Good songs, all great records begin with great songs. So it always goes back to songwriters. And songwriters like Bruce Hawes and Charlie Simmons and Joe Jefferson, who wrote as a team and individually. And great songwriters like Tommy Bell and Linda Creed, great songwriters like Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff. These great songwriters write great songs. That's the beginning, and that's perhaps the most important part. And then after that, it's great musicians to play the songs, great arrangers to arrange the songs, great engineers to record, and great engineers to mix them, of course, as well. But great producers to put it all together. So it's all of that stuff. And people's roles change as they pass through. People have changed engineers along the way. People change producers along the way. People even change their pickup and work with different writers along the way. But that great sound of Philadelphia thing that happened at that time was predicated mostly on some of the people I just named. Some of those extremely great songwriters, and those great songs being changed into really tremendous records. Almost all of them recorded at Sigma Sound. With an entire staff of engineers. Joe Tarsia owned and operated, he was chief engineer of Sigma Sound. Every one of us learned a great deal from him, but as engineers. But we all had our own little flavor. We all had our own little thing we brought to it.
Your own special sauce.
Our own special sauce. Yeah. And in fact, producers would gravitate to different engineers for different sauces, if you will. For example, a guy who isn't usually associated with the sound of Philadelphia by the name of Michael Henderson. I'm sure you know.
Oh, definitely.
The very sexy Michael Henderson.
Yes.
I worked on 4 or 5 albums with Michael Henderson, and he met me at Sigma Sound. He, like many other people, came to Philadelphia just to get a good sound, or sound, or whatever you want to call it. And he came, worked with all the guys on the staff, and at the end of which he and I hit it off. And after that first album, in which he tried everybody, and then ended up with me, I ended up mixing that album. Then he came back a year later and recorded his next album entirely with me, and then the next album entirely with me, and the next album entirely with me. When a producer finds an engineer that they like, they often stay with them for
That's
a while.
right.
And that's kind of what happened there.
Well, I want to thank you for your time and just for being here. It's just been great. And this is your girl, Alysha Jefferson Riley. I'm here with the master who got the sauce. Here, Mr. Jim Gallagher, Sigma Sound.